Delegates from around the world are meeting to try to solve the problem of plastic pollution. And the FAA says a shortage of air traffic controllers could put a snag in some Americans' travel plans this week. Good morning. I'm Corva Coleman from NPR News, and here are today's top stories. Now that former Congressman Matt Gaetz has withdrawn his nomination to be Attorney General, lawmakers are turning their attention to some of President-elect Donald Trump's other cabinet nominees. Trump named former Florida Attorney General Pam Bondi to serve as U.S. Attorney General when Gaetz dropped out amid allegations of sexual misconduct. He denies the accusations. NPR's Mara Eliason has more.
It's very common for new presidents to withdraw one or more nominations. Now the question is whether withdrawing Gaetz makes it easier or harder to get Trump's other nominees confirmed. Republican senators may be less inclined to reject Fox News host Pete Hegseth, Trump's nominee for defense secretary. Hegseth was the subject of a sexual assault investigation. He has denied the allegations. And there's Tulsi Gabbard, Trump's pick for director of national intelligence. In the past, Gabbard has been sympathetic to Vladimir Putin and Syrian dictator Bashar al-Assad. She has repeated Russian talking points, blaming Ukraine and NATO for Russia's invasion of Ukraine. Senators on the Intelligence Committee will want to question her about that. Mara Eliason, NPR News.
Among Donald Trump's latest nominees is Brooke Rollins to run the Department of Agriculture. Rollins is president and CEO of the America First Policy Institute. It is a think tank that supports Trump's policy agenda. Staff at a hospital in North Gaza say repeated attacks by Israeli drones have wounded multiple medical workers and damaged facilities. NPR's Kat Lonsdorf reports the injured include the hospital director.
The director of the besieged Kamal Adwan Hospital, Dr. Hussam Abu Safiya, has been appealing to the world in video messages for weeks now. Usually, he sits in an office. But in his most recent videos, he's in a hospital bed, struggling to speak. He explains that shrapnel from a bomb dropped by an Israeli quadcopter drone tore through a main artery in his leg, leading to severe blood loss. He says he needs a specialist and calls for the international community to help the hospital. Drones have attacked the hospital several times in recent days, including the generator and other key infrastructure. The Israeli military says it's unaware of the attack on Dr. Abu Safiya, but that Hamas has been operating from the hospital. Hamas rejects that claim. Kat Lonsdorf, NPR News, Ramallah.
Delegates from 175 nations are meeting in South Korea to try to solve the problem of plastic pollution around the world. Luis Valdesivio of the UN's Committee on Plastics Pollution says the problem can only be solved in a multilateral way.
Let us harness every tool of multilateralism, every ounce of creativity, and every moment of dialogue to overcome our differences and craft a treaty as ambitious our collective will allows.
The UN says that plastic breaks down into microplastics. These are found in every part of the Earth's environment and in human bodies. One person was killed today when a DHL cargo plane skidded into a residential building as it was attempting to land in Lithuania's capital. Esme Nicholson reports an investigation is underway.
The DHL freight plane was approaching Vilnius International Airport this morning when it came down, damaging an apartment building on impact. Lithuanian rescue services say they were able to evacuate 12 residents from the building and nobody on the ground is hurt. The plane had taken off from DHL's central hub in Leipzig, Germany, where earlier this year packages caught fire. Parcels at warehouses in the UK and Poland have also recently caught fire. European intelligence officials suspect Russia could be behind those explosions. Lithuanian and German authorities say there is nothing to suggest an explosion caused today's crash, but that investigations are ongoing. For NPR News, I'm Esme Nicholson in Berlin.
As Thanksgiving approaches, the Federal Aviation Administration says it may need to slow down some air traffic this week because of staffing shortages among air traffic controllers. FAA Administrator Michael Whitaker says tomorrow is expected to be a big travel day.
We will use traffic flow management initiatives to deal with any staffing shortages on that particular day in this airspace, and we expect to have some of those shortages.
As Thanksgiving travel picks up, some unionized workers at Charlotte Douglas International Airport in North Carolina are going on strike. These service workers clean planes and airports, and some escort passengers in wheelchairs. They're demanding higher wages, saying many cannot afford rent. This is NPR.